I've never been in a position where I absolutely needed a paycheck because I always worked for myself as an adult. And as a kid, I had different jobs, Applebee's and stuff like that. But as an adult with bills to pay and a family to feed, I've only ever worked for myself. I don't know what it's like to have a boss and need that paycheck and have that response. I mean, I know exactly what you're saying. I have that response when, a judge wants me to come meet with them, or, you get a letter from wherever, I get them, but it's not as far as the job itself.
Well, that's your livelihood, but you also think about like reputationally. You spent so many years building this that you're a staple in this community, so you don't worry about that versus someone newer. So we had someone that we were recognizing as a new business of the month, right? Or not a new business, but a business of the month. They've been nominated. So innocently, the phone call was made and said, hey, can you come in a couple of weeks on a Monday at 5:30? And the person was like, yeah. Well, that Friday before at one of our networking events, someone said, and congratulations, you won employee of the month or business of the month. And everybody's like, hey, and we're like, hey, that was supposed to be a surprise. And it was like, okay, but there were like 75 people in the room. So it was perfect. Here's what blew my mind. The guy said, oh God, thank God. I said, what? He says, I have thought for the last 2 weeks that I did something to upset your organization and that you guys were going to ask me not to be a member anymore. And he had beat himself up and he was so stressed out. All we wanted to do was surprise him and say, we're recognizing you for being freaking awesome. But like, it was an unintentional trigger, right? And so when we think about, that's part of what I like to do in this book is instead of pointing fingers at people, I go, okay, let me look at myself. What about this have I done that has triggered that? And then how do I make it right? So it's not only just pointing it out, but it's like, okay, how do we create a safe environment? So there's other frameworks that kind of build in and go, and okay, because you don't want to do that,